Why do I fast? This is a great question, and I'll start with a story, if that's okay. So I used to be about 15 kilos heavier and quite into weightlifting. I would have 6 meat and dairy meals a day. I thought that if I didn't eat for 3 hours, I'd die or lose muscle mass. And then, over time, of course, everything is over time. Every dis-ease or disease process in the body develops over time. The symptoms may show up overnight, however, for those symptoms to actually get to a point where they're affecting me, they've taken a long time to build up. So I was consuming way more protein from meats and dairy sources than I think any human really should, or that I should have. By mid-20s, I probably had more meat and dairy than most people do in their whole life. I arrived at a place where I was feeling emotionally depressed with what I was doing. I just was not enjoying it. I looked great. I felt shit. I was not happy with who I was. And my kidneys, I had signs of kidney issues. I had dark marks permanently under my eyes. I had pain with urination every now and again. I had bubbles in urine, proteinuria, signs of that. And then a friend who I worked with, and I used to run nightclubs years and years ago. So this was the environment I was in, and I didn't drink and I didn't do drugs. Yet I hadn't really made the connection that was perhaps a source of a bit of inner conflict for me. So I had a beautiful business partner, Sam, who every 3-4 months, and he was the one who hosted the room, so to speak. I was the one who ran the operations of the nights that we ran. And Sam, every 3 to 4 months, he'd go away for a week or so. He'd come back looking 5 years younger and glowing. And my whole life I had been the person who took antibiotics when I got sick. I've come from a family, a very Western medical family. Father's a great doctor, grandfather a great doctor, mum a doctor and a researcher in what she does as well. And so I was always the antibiotic kid, so to speak. And I get sick pretty frequently as a child and didn't really think what I ate had an impact on any of that, or how I thought, the stress element as well. And so I had arrived at a point where I tried a whole lot of things, and then I actually started listening to Sam. And so he said, hey, go to a fast, you haven't been feeling it for a while. That was about what he said, around about what, I don't want to misquote him. So I went away and I fasted for 7 days. Now this was from 6 meat and dairy meals a day to 7 days on juices. Day 1 was a mental battle. I was receiving more nourishment from the fruits and veggies than I probably would in a week of usual food consumption. And of course, with juice fasting, if it's in cold press juicing, which keeps the enzymes intact, it's very bioavailable and very absorbable, and the body loves it, nourishment. So anyway, it was a mental battle. I thought I was hungry, I wasn't. I felt okay. Day 2, day 3, it's like every symptom that I had suppressed with cold and flu capsules over the years and antibiotics, they all came out. Fevers and very lethargic, very tired, very fatigued. And then, of course, as I moved through day 2, day 3, now still functional, I just wasn't feeling great at all. And I've learned since that everything I put in my body, I've got to pay for it at some point. Every thought, every action that I've carried out as well. So, day 4, I had started developing more energy and more clarity than I ever had. Day 5, it just kept going up. More mental clarity. I became very clear that running nightclubs was perhaps a bit of a conflict with what I was about. And little did Sam know at the time when he recommended me going and fasting, I returned from the fast and let go of my involvement in running those environments or facilitating them. So day 5, day 6, incredible amounts of energy, mental clarity, and yeah. So I returned from 7 days of fasting. Felt fantastic. Naturally, I couldn't eat certain things that I previously had. My body was in such a reset and sensitive space that I was able to feel when something was no good for me. And that progressed on to a whole lot of beautiful, beautiful gradual lifestyle changes. Some abrupt, some gradual. There was definitely some abrupt changes. And now, 6.5 years in, or actually 6 years in, would have been 6 years ago that I fasted. 6 years in, I'm feeling incredible, and I fast now periodically. So that's my story. So why I fast when I may be feeling symptoms of dis-ease in the body. That's number one. A second reason that I fast, further mental clarity at certain times. A third reason that I fast, for a bit of a reset, a clear out, a cleansing. And the main, look, I could come up with many other reasons. The main thing is I fast when I feel to fast. And I pick this up when my appetite starts to drop. Did you know that we're the only species, this is what I'm aware of, from what I'm aware, that we're the only species that keep eating when we get sick. All the others stop eating. And the beauty is, so we're a very headstrong species, yet not listening so much to our bodies. More and more I listen to my bodies, and when I don't, I get whacks from the universe. Symptoms of dis-ease may show up, and it's just dis-ease in the body. I fast to give my body a break. I fast to allow my body to rejuvenate and heal. 20 to 30%. This is the science side of it. 20 to 30% of the body's vital energy goes into digesting solid foods. When I stop putting these things in and start taking in much more easy things on the digestion, that may just be water if I'm feeling to do quite a heavy fast. Like if I'm really feeling the call to water, and this is something I'd recommend later on after perhaps a juice fast. Or if I'm feeling to provide my body with juices in a nourishing, nurturing way. I support my body in freeing up 20 to 30% of that energy that goes into breaking down solid foods to go and heal things that aren't working so well. And I have had tremendous results and experiences over the years. The kidneys that were creating some issues, they went through some healing. Took a few years from intermittent fasting and some different fasting periods on juices and water, and I feel so much better for it. I fast to feel the body again. That's why I fast.